Hello peeps and hello peppers, recap time. Okay, this shot is like as 90s horse romantic as it is gonna get in my life. Yes, I need Nicholas as a support apparatus. And yeah, if I do the recap Saturday morning, I mean, we don't have the Sunday in the story, but like I learned the other day through the pen paling culture actually that in Canada Sunday is supposed to be the first day of the new week. I don't know in what context. Let's say when I lived in Canada, I didn't notice that, but it might have cultural implications that I'm not aware of. If anyone knows about Sunday being the first day of the week, or you have any specific practices for this, tell me in the comments. So, but yeah, personal new world order maybe. Because this week has been a whole lot of like I had some accepting to do when I ran out of energy, and that I'm actually like really getting sick in the whole body when I'm running out of energy. And I had so many good talks about energy management with two friends independently from each other. Like, I mean, they know each other, the other exists, but they have never met or have never talked in person. But let's say they have their own experience and approach each on saving energy and managing energy with chronic conditions and just making the best of what is there. And that can funnel into like endless reports about each other's laundry, like what to do when we don't have energy to stow it away, or don't have energy to hang it on the line. And actually, like yesterday's laundry that dried while I was working for my book, and while I was getting dizzy doing this work at the library, the library that plays a certain role in the book, um, while I was doing this work, the laundry was drying where I had put it on the line with some help. But let's say when I came home and someone else needed the laundry line, I kind of spread everything over the furniture that would outlast some moisture. And I know I've been raised with like you have to learn housewife duties and what? Yeah, okay. So even at the age of 40 plus, I'm learning to manage my household the way it works for moi. And um, and yesterday I read such a hilarious fun fact of nature, like because the anatomy of the female hyena is a little bit uh, odd. Uh, the male hyena has to, let's say, get a little bit crafty when he wants to be involved with his lady. Uh, and I mean that all of these descriptions, like, okay, Google them or Ecosia them or whatever you say today, if you really want to know it. But the point is, biologists discussed why this was this way. And like one point was that the hyenas have a matriarchal society that works for them wonderfully. And like due to this slightly different anatomy, they can actually be really picky about their partners because they want only that partner who can cooperate with them the way they are. And I mean, I think we've talked about like Ace and Demi and whatever. I don't know if the hyenas make any like mental distinction between this and that, but let's say I like at least half my life I didn't have good role models, so I have always searched for role models that would suit my oddities in the animal kingdom. And um, this is a little bit hard to say, but let's say in my teens, like when all my friends started like getting interested in mainly boys, um, they more or less conveyed to me that I had to kind of uh, get what was available. But uh, no, I think it's fair to say I have never met a person with who like a long-term healthy relationship really worked. And let's say I, of course, appreciate people with who I at least tried to go on that journey. But let's say I am coming to terms with the idea that it does not work the normal way. And this week was such a wonderful way of seeing it does not work the normal way. But I have like really great friends with who I can have family quality time and who support me in my book writing. And yes, I attended a book writing class too that I had attended before. So let's say I took home like different breadcrumbs than last time. And um, when I reported to the person who kind of operates as a translator, like Frida, World Frida, we actually had a really cool conversation about like what I perceived as communication problems in that class. But like let's say communication problems on my behalf. So it's actually like really good to discuss them with someone who knows me. Um, we basically agreed in this particular context it doesn't pay off to uh, talk about this to the teacher, but let's say whenever I have communication problems and I find someone who with who I can really discuss that, we find a solution like what's worth the energy and what's actually also like both bringing me and this other person ahead. So I actually think the writing class was another preparation for a milestone in finding my own niche, because my main problem was like it was tried to fit my book into a particular genre that did not work, but I am still going to register it to a love story competition because now it's the mid-March and now we're entering the second half of March. So now it's the time. Now it's the time to make things right. Now it's the time to see the light. Now it's going to be a story about figuring out what love relations would work for me with autism and multiple other conditions. And what can I bring to the table for this buffet this buffet of communicating. Also, like how can I kind of gain a filter of what to tell to who? Um, and where am I better off alone? Where do I need what constellation of other people? What intensity of other people? And I mean that does absolutely not mean rejecting other people. Like, let's say now that I'm chewing on my teenage years, I had a friend in my teenage years who basically told me that I came across as if I considered all the other people dumb, um, which is not true. Let's say I was raised in a very academic way and I talked like a little professor 4 years old, and that is actually really common for autistic people, but like back in the day we didn't have that word yet. So I mean, like, even if we had had the word, if I then would have said, but I have autism every 5 minutes, I think that wouldn't have done the trick. Um, but yeah, let's be fair. This friend was also a milestone in like questioning my values, my family's values. What was actually important enough to me to, let's say, defend uh, against like the supposed societal expectations. Um, I also actually figured out again and again, if I don't do the things, if I don't set aside time for the things consciously, then I'm not doing the things like uh, here. This is like another attempt at a graphic day plan. I still wonder when and how I'm doing all of this. Like in the checklist, it's 20 items. Um, but I attended a meeting this week where I tried to uh, make an illustration for my Instagram for this like Iceland, dear Iceland alphabet, and like it was a word with only two letters, but a lot of little icons, and surprise, surprise, this drawing took the entire meeting, like 50 minutes ish. So I should also say goodbye to the idea that automatically every drawing was done in 5 minutes. But on the other hand, I also got like a really ton of unexpected likes when I was trying to illustrate my answer to someone's Facebook post within 30 seconds. So, yes, there is not one universal recipe for everything. And I think I have to often take a step back and question, okay, this was good. What could have gone better? What is also better to let go? Um, I was recommended multiple articles by my social media this week about like women with cerebral palsy and other physical disabilities having children. So this often makes me ponder, what did I miss? Of course, in my life context, it's like downright unrealistic to bear and take care of children. And uh, I also remember my first autism counselor who basically told me that because of like the energy and the brain coordination, many autistic people are actually instructed to only use the things they find at arm's length. Uh, I am not a big gamer, but I discovered this one phone game where you have to sort through cars, and I always put the cars that are closest to me away first, because this is me operating at arm's length, and that means I get a whole lot of more advertising than I wanted, but actually then I'm using the advertising pauses for to rest my eyes and so on. So actually, I'm using the things within arm's length, and I'm totally happy with it. I wish you a happy weekend. Bye bye.